This is the Hatter Chris Royals, and this is 10 questions with prize wrestling. Worker, technician, comedian, rigger, traditional. It would have to be Super Mario World for Super Nintendo. I got that when I was 7 years old and I've played it to death, even now all these years later. Modern games, Red Dead Redemption 2 or Hogwarts Legacy. But it has to be one, Super Mario World. "100% I'm having a beer with Ric Flair." I imagine it wouldn't be one, it'd be lots. I would tag with Sting because his tag work at the end of his career was phenomenal. He really showed the depth of his talent right in the twilight years. So obviously Russell Macho Man, which I don't think Macho Man ever had a bad match, so I imagine it'd be awesome. It probably is. We had this tag team match where we had a comedy sketch planned where I lost my hat and there was a hat underneath the ring and it was a wild crowd, there was kids everywhere. So I lost my hat. I was like, oh no, I've lost my hat. And then all of a sudden this little kid about 6, 7 years old just shouted, "Don't worry, there's one underneath the ring." And he pulled out the big reveal. And it was like, oh great, that was the big comedy finale ruined. It was at the boxing and wrestling booth at Gloucester Fairgrounds. Went about 91, 92. And if you want to say proper show, it would be Gloucester Leisure Centre, which was headlined by Battle Royale. And the final two were Giant Haystacks and Johnny Boy Smith. I would choose pizza, but I'm being a bit of a clever sod here, because pizza, you could eat it lots of different ways. So one day you could scrape all the stuff off and just have bread. And another day you could just eat the meat. And another day you could have just the sauce, and it's soup, isn't it? So I'm gonna go for pizza. My answer is Ric Flair versus Macho Man, WrestleMania 8. So when people think of WrestleMania 8, they always say that it should have been Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair, the dream match. But instead they went with Macho Man and Ric Flair, which I think was the perfect match. Go back and watch that match. Listen to the crowd. They are wild from start to finish. And all of it is Flair, Macho Man at their absolute best. And it's stuff with Elizabeth, and it's honestly, that match is incredible. I urge everyone to go back and rewatch it. People sleep on that match when they talk about the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. It is incredible, and I imagine on front row, I imagine all the stuff with Elizabeth and Flair, being on front row would have been incredible. Two names come to mind. I wrestled Dan Mahoney in a 6-man tag very early on in my career. And I also wrestled Speedball Mike Bailey. It was a rumble, but we did stuff together in the rumble. And he's obviously in TNA and stuff like that now, and it's probably one of those matches people don't realise happened. But it was a rumble, but we did spots in the rumble together, so that's probably the guy I've, wrestled that many people don't realise I have. Without a doubt, theme music. I hate hate with a passion people getting real picky over their theme music. It's just your theme music. If it plays, walk out. Seriously, if I'm on a show and they played Spice Girls or Barbie Girl, anything, within reason, anything, I'm gonna walk out. Okay, I'm gonna go a bit mini rant right now, but people will come up to you an hour before doors and go, this is my theme song. And it's like, you sat all week. Do you know when you were down the gym getting your pump on and getting really hyped listening to that song? That is when you should have messaged me to say, this is my theme tune. Don't leave it till an hour before doors. It's just a theme tune. You're not Cody Rhodes. Get over yourself. Massive, right there. I could rant about this for an hour. Theme music. Urgh. Very first prize show in Hereford was v August Jackson. It was the opener. It was the first prize show in Hereford. It was the first wrestling show in Hereford in nearly 2 years because like the lockdown and stuff. And I remember I said, I've got to open. And I went out and I remember just being so nervous. I didn't know how the crowd would react. It was like sold out and we did a 45-minute opener. And this sounds so corny, but I literally just laid my soul out in that ring. I just gave everything I had. And that's the match I'm most proud of because, I guess I'm really corny now, but I think that match established Prize Wrestling. That's where we laid down the marker and went, this is what Prize Wrestling's about. It's about great wrestling, great shows, great crowds. And obviously bigging myself up, but it was a landmark match in Prize Wrestling. And that's the one I'm most proud of. This has been the Hat of Chris Royals, and this has been 10 Questions with Prize Wrestling. You may find me across all socials at Royals Wrestler, and I don't update it as much as I should, but I do check it regular. Please give us a follow. Thank you for watching.